box. The program will run approximately 35 minutes. And for today, we're honored to have two speakers. John Boresi, a vice president at Prolog Logistics, is an expert in the field with over 25 years, and most recently 8 years with Prolog, specializing in warehousing, logistics, and e-commerce. Mike Minton is an EDI specialist here at Direct EDI. Mike's been with the organization for several years, is truly an expert with practical experience with several key customers. John will speak first, a little bit of an introduction on B2B integration, scenarios, and planning and implementing EDI integration within a 3PL environment. And Mike will use a practical example, a case study example, to apply the framework that John presents for us. So with that, I'd like to hand it over to John.
Thanks, Eric. Thanks for having me today, and welcome to everybody. I'm going to start off by talking a little bit about the opportunities that are created in the current economic climate and how outsourced fulfillment solutions are increasingly being used as a strategic weapon in that regard. Key items we're going to cover will include a brief background on Prolog. We'll talk first about the traditional reasons why people have sought outsourced fulfillment solutions, and then we'll talk about three specific situations that are emerging opportunities in the current economic climate and key considerations that you should cover and review when outsourcing fulfillment, including technology considerations tied into EDI as well. Next, Eric. Prolog Logistics is a privately held company. We've been in business for a little over 13 years, headquartered in San Diego with warehouse facilities in San Diego and Lexington, Kentucky. We serve over 70 clients, including Titleist, BAE Systems, Etnies, and Tony Robbins, among others. But we also service companies down to startups, so quite the range of clients and across all industries and sectors. The common element that connects those clients is their desire to look for a quality pick, pack, and ship service supported by a very strong technology infrastructure, one that not only includes in-facility warehouse technology to automate picking processes, but also a robust warehouse management system that can seamlessly interface and integrate with client systems and EDI applications. Next, Eric. So let's start off looking at the more traditional reasons why companies would look to outsource fulfillment, and then we'll get into the situations with the current economic climate. At the bottom of the list is the one that most would think would be at the top of the list, and this certainly is an important consideration, which is a reduction in fulfillment costs. Most clients, if not all, realize a reduction in their cost structure by outsourcing fulfillment. And the extent of those savings can vary dramatically based on the client's requirements and circumstances, their current systems and mode of operating. But more prevalent in many cases, although the reduction of costs is important to a client, is the client's desire to really realize a strategic element to their decision-making. And namely, they may find themselves either spending too many resources, too much resources, whether it's staff or dollars, on the fulfillment operations and maintaining that, or B, the fulfillment operations is such a mission-critical functionality for them that they need to immediately improve the quality of the services by outsourcing that, possibly because they do not have the infrastructure or do not want to make the investments in that regard to make those improvements. Another key area where you would see people making this decision is related to trying to move a fixed overhead cost into a variable cost structure. Most companies operating internal warehouse and fulfillment operations have that fixed overhead regardless of the volume that they are handling. And most fulfillment company relationships allow the clients to have much more flexibility to scale that cost structure in accordance with the current demand that the company is realizing. Next slide, Eric. In the current economic environment, we see three specific areas where clients are increasingly entering into an engagement or a discussion with us to strategically use our services as ways to combat or take advantage of the current economic environment. And we'll focus on these individually in a moment.